Now, for those of you who have been a part of our adventures for a while, you probably have noticed that I almost never stay at the All-Star resorts at Walt Disney World. Now, this doesn't mean I don't like the All-Stars. I think they are a great affordable option for families that allow people to stay for longer periods of time. I'm all about staying at Disney for a longer period of time, and I've done a full review. It's an older video, but it's a review video right there all about the All-Star resorts. But in my opinion, and don't forget this is only my opinion, I feel like they don't capture the magic the same way some of the other resorts do. Now, when I say the magic of Disney, it's a very personalized experience. I think everyone has their own idea about what the magic means to them. Now, for some of our friends, the magic of Disney is all about those parks, and it has nothing to do with the resort that they stay at. So the All-Stars or even off-property resort makes no difference to them. So it's 100% about those parks. And now that we have the minivan service coming to all these different resorts, it makes a lot of sense to just stay at the All-Stars, grab a minivan if you want to, get there quicker without going on the buses, and you're set to go. There are also others in our community where the parks have very little impact on the magic they feel, and the magic is all about the ambiance and the feel of Disney in total, like this general feeling of magic you get from the resorts and just the environment you're around. Now, for those in our community who love the resorts and the general feel of Disney, staying at a deluxe or moderate resort makes so much sense because you're more likely to stay there anyway for more of the day, maybe experience the pool, see more of the dining options. It just makes so much sense. So we've got creating the magic with the parks and with the general feel and Disney environment, and for me, it's got to be a combination of both. I love the parks, I love the general feel and atmosphere of Disney, and I love the Disney resorts. Clearly, I just love everything about Disney. Now, if you take me just as an example, I love Pop Century. It's my favorite value resort at Walt Disney World. I'll shower, take my morning routine, and then I will head on out for a magical day either in the deluxe resorts or visiting those parks, and I'll spend the entire day away from Pop Century. And then in the afternoon, after an absolutely magical day, I'll come right back to Pop Century, and I will crash right on my bed, fall asleep until the next magical day. Until next time, have a magical day. And that's it. That's how I spend my vacations when I stay at Pop Century. It's very little time at Pop Century itself and more time in the parks and other time in the deluxe resorts around Walt Disney World. So at this point you might be wondering, Michael, if all you do at Pop Century is sleep and shower and just leave for the entire day, why not save a few dollars and stay at the All-Star resorts? The reason is simple but important. To me, Pop Century has more of that magical feeling than the All-Star resorts do. Is it because all three All-Star resorts use one bus stop, or maybe it's the fact that the theming isn't quite as intense as it is at Pop Century or other resorts around Walt Disney World, or maybe it's the dining location that I really don't care for at the All-Star resorts as much as I do some of the other resorts. No matter what it is, it's a combination of feelings about the magic that I don't quite feel at the All-Star resorts that I do feel other places. And to me, this is an emotional decision, not a logical one. Logic in this scenario says, Michael, you're paying an extra $15 or even $40 more a night to stay at Pop Century. That makes no sense. You should save that money and spend more time at the Disney parks. Now, the logic makes a lot of sense, it really does, but the emotional part of me says something different. Michael, you don't get the opportunity to experience the magic every day, so having that experience and that great feeling of Disney when you're staying at one of the resorts that you love is absolutely worth the extra money. And in this scenario, the emotional side wins. If I'm picking between Pop Century and the All-Star resorts, I'm going to go with Pop Century every single time, even though it's a little bit more expensive. Now, I feel very fortunate that I can spend that extra $15 or $40 more per night to stay at Disney just for that Disney feeling. I'm very lucky, and I'm very glad I have that opportunity. But if I was in a situation where it was more financially stretched and I had to pick between an off-site resort and the All-Star resort, I would pick All-Star in a heartbeat. Even though I've never stayed at an off-property resort, I promise I have nothing against them, I really don't. Maybe I'll have to try that just to test it one day in the future. Those early and late magic hours I use just about every trip, so to me, that is critical. So are the All-Star resorts bad? Not at all. They give families the opportunity to stay for longer vacations and experience the magic. So what do you think? Are the All-Stars right for you? Are they one of your favorites? Do you get that Disney feeling from one of the area in the All-Stars? Or maybe they're not for you and you feel more like you need to go to that Pop Century or even a moderate or deluxe resort to get that Disney feeling? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.